It may not be softball weather here in Bloomington, but we are moments away from first pitch between Indiana and Louisville here on Big Ten Plus. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I am Austin Platt. Alongside me is Garrett Larson. We'll hear from Olivia Pierce later on. Garrett, these teams are very familiar with each other, and it's always a good matchup when the Cardinals and Hoosiers meet on the diamond. Back here for the bottom of the fifth inning, a game which has a postseason feel to it. Indiana up 6-3 over the Louisville Cardinals. Take a look at Indiana's upcoming schedule. Garrett, we talked with Shauna Stanton earlier, and she said every game, from here on out kind of has that championship mentality, and with the really good teams that Indiana has left, they got to be at their best if they want to compete with some of the best teams in the conference and the country.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity to pick up some big wins for RPI, something Coach Shauna Stanton talks a lot about, and she knows that having quality wins is really important to make it to the NCAA tournament, and she's looking for it there.
Maddie Strader leads off the fifth inning for IU. She singled to lead off the fourth and came around to score, as it was part of a 4-run fourth as Indiana had all 9 come to the plate. It's now 1-1, but Stanton has said all year long that the RPI and KPI is something they really look at, and the NCAA Tournament Committee values a ton. And she mentioned top 40 is kind of the goal. Strader golfs that one into shallow left center field, and that ball is down in front of Lorenz, who tried to make a sliding catch, but came up a little bit short. And Strader led off the fourth with a single, now leads off the fifth with a blooper.
I think you see it here. I think she might have been afraid to take a full dive, as the center fielder, Chelsea Mack, also was coming in on that, and she didn't want to dive into the kneecaps of Mack.
Indiana feels they're in a pretty good spot with about a month to go in the regular season. Big swing and miss from Cooper on the first pitch from Sam Boo here in this at-bat. Cooper's third of the game. She's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the last inning, had that bunt single. Neither team has necessarily hit the ball really hard today. But with these teams that are so quick on the bases, soft dribblers can easily turn into infield singles, as Cooper and Stanton now talking things over.
I think everyone would agree with you on that, Austin, except for Bree Copeland. I think she might have a qualm.
That was the one exception.
There's one exception, and it was about one of the biggest exceptions that I've ever seen. But otherwise, it has been really a single-filled fest with Avery Parker's 2-run single, and Louisville scoring a lot of their runs off of sacrifices and free bags.
Both Pickens and Copeland have the 2 solo shots in this game. Copeland's a bullet out to left center. Pickens more of a conventional high home run over the left field wall. Cooper fouls off the next pitch. It's now 1-2. And Copeland waiting on deck. Cooper last year had 2 hits and 4 tries against the Cardinals, and an 11-6 win. Indiana's won the last 4 matchups against Louisville. 2 of those were in the NCAA tournament. In the Knoxville Regional, Indiana knocked out the Cardinals, won both games 4-3 and 4-2. That 2-2 misses low, and the count runs full. Last time the teams met here was in April of 2023, about a month before they met in the postseason. Indiana won that game 10-5. But before that, it was a long losing streak that Indiana had against Louisville. Now turn it around. Cooper drills that one out to right center field. It is gone! Alex Cooper, her 3rd home run of the year, a 2-run shot. That, I would say, is a hard hit ball, Garrett. And just like that, it is 8-3 Hoosiers.
Yeah, that one was crushed out to center field. Made it over the wall by a pretty good amount here. You'll see it go out to right center, up into the picnic area. I don't know if you can call it a picnic in this kind of weather, but surely someone's having fun out there. And what a swing by the Hoosier 9-hole hitter there. Talked about it earlier in the season. Moved her up in the lineup a bit. She's probably going to have to hit there next year, and that's a pretty good preview of what IU is hoping for out there next in 2026.
Cooper picks up RBI 17 and 18. She came in the last inning, 0 for her last 7. A single in the fourth, now a 2-run shot in the fifth. And Indiana down 2-0 early, down 3-2 in the fourth. Now have 6 unanswered and lead 8-3, and that's going to do it for Sam Boo. Her outing is done. And the Cardinals will bring in their third pitcher of the game. It'll be Izzy Harrison, the senior from Franklin, Indiana. This will be her 8th appearance of the year. 1 out shy of recording 10 innings this year. 4.34 ERA. Does not have any decisions on the year, but 13 strikeouts to 12 walks is Harrison taking her warm-up pitches. Senior stands in at 5-5. Indiana with 11 hits, Louisville with just 3. A lot of strikeouts and a lot of walks for the lack of innings she has pitched this year. You could tell Indiana really getting into this Louisville rotation.
I mentioned earlier that it's a challenge because there's a lot of arms that Louisville can throw at you, but right now Indiana's having pretty good success off of all of them. They ended up getting to Zabala in the fourth and then really attacked Boo when she came into the game.
Boo's final line is complete. 1 inning, 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 1 walk to 2 strikeouts, and Zabala, the starter, 3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks and 2 Ks. So 4 walks to 4 strikeouts as a staff. And Bree Copeland will now face the third different pitcher. Takes the first pitch low and outside. Copeland had 3 home runs off of 3 different pitchers a few Mondays ago against Ohio State. That third obviously tied the all-time program record with 40 home runs. She hit 41 earlier today. As the afternoon is quickly coming the evening here in Bloomington. 2-0 now to the Hoosier senior. Now 3-0.
An inning that you don't want to let get away from you if you are the Cardinals, because now with the Hoosiers up 5, they get closer to that mercy rule territory. And so you want to try to keep this game in your grasp to give yourself a chance in the 6th and 7th.
Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. The second time Copeland has been awarded a free pass in this game. After grounding out in the first, Copeland a solo shot in the third, a walk in the fourth, and now a walk in the 5th. And Taylor Minnick back up to the dish for her 4th plate appearance. She is 1 for 2, struck out in the last inning with the bases loaded. Copeland can and will steal. 12 stolen bases has not been caught. Minnick goes after the first pitch and pops it up into shallow left. The shortstop Monroe goes out and grabs it. There's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th.
After 4 straight balls, Minnick goes chasing upstairs and gets caught on the inside of the bat. Pops that one up for the first out. Probably not the way she wanted to go down. Saw her shaking her head as she walked back to the dugout. Pretty frustrated with that swing.
Yeah, especially after watching the player in front of you draw a 4-pitch walk, swinging at the first pitch. I think Minnick knows she's a better hitter than that. A little impatient, and to be fair, it's not easy to sit in the batter's box with the on-deck circle and watch the player in front of you just, take a bunch of pitches. You're always up there to hit. No one is ever going to tell you they're there to walk.
And it becomes tough sometimes seeing so many balls. It's tough to sometimes stay focused on your pitch in there.
Now 2-0 to Avery Parker, and Despiny is going to go out and talk with Harrison. Parker, a pair of singles and a walk in this game. Been on base all 3 times. Was pinch run for in the last inning, and Peyton Drummond stole a base on her behalf. Indiana leads this one 8-3. Hoosiers have scored all 8 runs in the past 3 innings after Louisville led 2-0 after 2.5 innings. Indiana has been down quite a bit against Power 5 opponents at Andy Moore Field, but more times than not, they have come back and either erased big deficits or just come back and won the game altogether, just like they did on Saturday night against Maryland when they were down 8-3, came back and won 20-10 in 5 innings, and they scored 15 runs in the bottom of the 4th, which is what we believe to be a program record for runs in an inning. Not an official stat that is kept in the Indiana record book, but We figured 15 runs would set the mark. Now 3-0 to Parker. That's ball 4. Harrison has struggled with command. 2 walks he has issued in this inning, first and second, with 1 out for Melina Wilkinson. And you have the feeling this inning could turn into another crooked number just like the last one, Garrett.
Yeah, and on that one so far, Harrison has yet to throw a strike. Just a swinging strike from Parker that was, I believe, ruled a balk of some kind. I don't know what the ruling was. Maybe a pitch clock violation on Harrison. I do not know.
Wilkinson goes out to the first pitch, hits it in the left field corner, and the catch is made by Lorenz. Tagging in the third, and they got Copeland! Oh, what a way to end the inning! Lorenz crashes up into the wall and then fires a bullet to Alexander. How's that for an inning-ending double play? It goes 7-5, but Indiana with 2 more runs leads 8-3 after 5 here on Big Ten Plus. Wow!